Our job is, A, do a wellness check on a homeless person. If they're homeless or emotionally disturbed, see if they're okay. If all of a sudden we walk into a situation where there's an episode, which oftentimes happens, we have to calm it down. A lot of times, these homeless and emotionally disturbed persons, they know of the guardian angels. We can have a calming effect.
It's sad that we have to come to this, to where we have to stand up again to take control of our own communities. Well, the Daniel Penny effect can go in two different ways. You can either stand by and watch a fellow citizen be victimized by some violent criminal thug because you're afraid of the laws that are passed by corrupt politicians, corrupt DAs and prosecutors and judges, because it is not by design that they allow violent criminals to continue to roam our streets, roam our communities, to continue to terrorize citizens. Or you can be a Daniel Penny and you stand up to protect your fellow citizens around you and you take matters into your own hands, or you can just join the guardian angels. Join an organization, a nonprofit organization that pretty much is being vigilantes and taking matters into their own hand, because it's obvious that the police have been ordered to not do a dang thing, or they're just afraid because of the George Floyd effect, because of the stop, hands up effect, because of the viral celebrity criminals that have made it to the big screens. TV stations, football fields, and basketball jerseys have now made police apprehensive to now they have been desensitized to human life, or they just are too afraid to step in, be heroes, be the people that they're supposed to be to protect us in our communities, but they're afraid because they may get life sentences for standing up to do so. Either way, we need it because we know how our society is, even in 2025. Who are the guardian angels? Well, it's a guy named Curtis Slivia that founded it back in 1979. He started a group, I think they started with maybe 13 of them, and pretty much they took matters into their own hand. This is around the time when the crack era was booming. There was drugs and violence and robberies and so on and so forth running rampant in the community, something that we're so used to seeing now today in 2025.
This is what's going on. It's bad out here. People want to push people in the train. It ain't going to happen to me. So, I got my own train, and this is what I do. I wait for the train like this, and until the train don't come, I stay right here. Ain't nobody pushing me. The train comes, put the key, and that's it. And I'm going on the train. Boom.
Attention passengers, one of your fellow riders decided that he wants to play a game, so we're going to sit here until he gets out the doorway so we can go.
Well, this is a New York group that was founded out there, and they're back. And we all know how the train stations can be. We know how the subway is. I'll show you a couple videos throughout this video today, so stay tuned. But before I get started any further, I want to start with the original 13, the news. They covered them back in the day, back in 1979. These guys literally were fighting the drug dealers, fighting the gangs, fighting the criminals on the streets, to the point where they were getting injured, to the point where the police didn't even know how to handle them, and they were threatening to lock them up. They were legit vigilantes that took control and literally was cleaning up the streets of New York City. Play the clip.
The scars of a Saturday night battle with alleged crack dealers were evident on one guardian angel's hand. He and two others were stabbed Saturday night. One angel, Ilya Richtenberg, is still in critical condition from his wounds. His mother keeping a vigil at the hospital.
These guardian angels, I find them to be very courageous group. He's proud of being a guardian angel. I'm proud of him being a guardian angel.
Meanwhile, other battle lines were being drawn on Restaurant Row. On Sunday night, 2 angels were arrested by police after they tried to make a citizen's arrest of a man who threatened them with a knife. Angels leader Curtis Sliwa says the police warned his group if they make more citizens' arrests, they too will go to jail.
You better find another ferry boat in England and turn that into a jail, because you're going to be loading it up with guardian angels. We are going to fight for the streets of New York City.
With the change in department policy, the police are now in the position of watching over the angels, not necessarily to assist them when they make a citizen's arrest, but to arrest them when they do so.
At least one area resident lashed out at restaurant owners for putting the guardian angels' lives in jeopardy.
We pay taxes for a professional police department. There's an alternative for private guard service.
You know, we all feel a certain guilt about it.
Once again, a turf dispute between the guardian angels and the New York City Police Department has overshadowed the real battle going on in the streets here, and that's between the crack dealers and the people who have to live and work here. On Restaurant Row in Manhattan, Robert Gilmartin for the News at 10.
The guardian angels was gangster, but there were some key things that they said even back then in the 1970s, 1980s, right? They said that there was policies that were created to watch over the guardian angels. Not watch over them in the sense of their safety, but watch over them to lock them up. And I truly believe that even though this group is back after so many years, the same thing is going to happen right now in 2025. Law enforcement will be ordered to go and lock them up for making citizens arrests, doing the necessary things to clean up their own communities, doing the things that a lot of the law enforcement would love to do, then they either are afraid to do it or they've been ordered not to do it. But I think that in 2025, they're going to be throttled. They're going to be watched. They're going to be made examples of, just like they've tried to make examples of so many other heroes that have taken up the mantle of being a hero and stepping in and doing something. So the guardian angels, they are coming back. They're back amid this tragic event of this woman being burned alive on a subway station by an illegal alien that shouldn't even be in this country, that already broke the law, came here, was deported, came back under the Biden administration and committed a heinous crime of burning a woman alive. Well, the founder of the Guardian Angels had enough. He's back, and they're back with more volunteers for this nonprofit organization. Check it out.
Well, in day and night patrols, 3-person patrols, we're all together. We're walking through the cars, which is something the police no longer do. Notice there are no mental health workers, there are no crisis intervention. They have all these fancy names. I never see them. And we spend millions of dollars on my day. Our job is, A, do a wellness check on a homeless person. If they're homeless or emotionally disturbed, see if they're okay. If all of a sudden we walk into a situation where there's an episode, which oftentimes happens, we have to calm it down. A lot of times, these homeless and emotionally disturbed persons, they know of the guardian angels. We can have a calming effect. We can also bring the situation to the attention of cops on the platform. If there are cops, you're going to probably see them on the platforms. Generally, that's why we always stick our heads out at the station, and we always check to the north, to the south. If there are any police officers, we would hold the door open, tell the conductor, we need the police presence here. Citizens won't do that because, unfortunately, the Daniel Penny effect has frozen them. They're not going to get involved. I've seen grown men who normally might have gotten involved. They're just not getting involved any longer. We train. This is what we do. We know how to do it. And we'll coordinate it once we get on the train with the conductor, who obviously has more freedom than the motorman, but we'll obviously make sure that that train is stopped and that the police respond, and that we keep order in the car so that nobody gets hurt, including the emotionally disturbed person or the homeless person.
God bless these men. They had to come out of retirement to do what the government refuses to do for their citizens. God bless them. God bless the people that are volunteering their life to stand up and try to help their fellow citizens just be safe. There's a lot of elderly people. There's a lot of youth. There's a lot of people that just don't have the strength or to be able to protect themselves from a lot of these mentally ill people, the homeless, violent criminals. They just don't want to do it. And it's like he said, there's a lot of men that he knows usually would stand up and step in and do something, but they just won't do it. And that is the other part, the unfortunate part of the Daniel Penny effect. That is the unfortunate part, even on the police part, where they're afraid to just do their damn job because they may lose their life and their time with their family over a damn violent celebrity criminal like the George Floyd effect. It's sad that we have to come to this, to where we have to stand up again to take control of our own communities, which I have no problem with. But the problem that I have is the government will pass laws and order law enforcement, the Gestapo, to come and apprehend you and lock you up for you just trying to be a hero and protect people from violent criminals. America and the American citizens are just tired of the soft on crime policies. We're tired of the Marxists. We're tired of the Democratic Party and the progressives, regressives, and their policies of treating violent criminals and thugs with kid gloves. We know we have a mental illness issue in this country and nobody wants to do anything about it. Yet we have a party that wants to cater to them and make everybody play along in their happy go-go joy world of wanting to be a Tyrannosaurus Rex one day to just letting homeless people violently punch and brutalize you when you're a congressperson, like they do down in California. It's crazy to me. We know how the train station is. We know the violent things that take place on the trains, the crazy things that are taking place on the trains. I appreciate these guys. I do want to know what your thoughts are. Do you think that the guardian angels is a good thing? Do you say, like I do, God bless them, and maybe we need to start chapters everywhere else in this country, like Chicago, California, St. Louis, everywhere, even right here in Florida? Do you agree with them? Do you think that they're just vigilantes? Do you think they're going to make matters worse? Do you think that it's good that they're back out of retirement? I want to know what your thoughts are. As always, thank you for dropping by, watching it up until this point. I appreciate you guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified every time I put out some more mean tweet commentary. It's your boy, Craig Long, 45. You can't make this shit up. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, wait.